Hi, welcome back to Better Than Yourself. Today on Better Than Yourself, no, I'm not making anything. I'm not fermenting anything, I'm not cooking anything, I'm not playing with the Instant Pot, I'm not culturing some bacteria under some, none of that. What I am doing, however, is selling t-shirts. Look at these awesome t-shirts I got. You've probably seen the link down below here. You can click a link and go to Teespring and grab one of these shirts. They're super high quality. They're about $24 plus shipping, but they're super soft. I've been sleeping in mine. You can probably even just put your regular clothes on right over it and wear it outside and nobody will even know you'll have it on. But no, grab a shirt and help support the channel, help support my, my cookbook purchasing addiction, and help support the channel. And I'd really appreciate seeing some pictures of you guys wearing your Better Than Yourself t-shirts. So Instagram yourself, do a little selfie, and hashtag Better Than Yourself. And we can start a whole army of Better Than Yourselfers. So grab your shirts now. But hey, enough shameless promotion. What I really do want to do this week is share the piece of video that I shot when I was at Sandor Katz's house this past spring. If you know Sandor, he's a really laid-back guy, really, genuine, heartfelt, just a great guy. And, it isn't one to grab the spotlight. And I was just having a conversation with him in his kitchen. He lives off grid, so it's kind of dark in there, other than the light coming in through the windows. But we're having a conversation about the dangers of fermentation and why it's dangerous to eat soy. So I just think it's interesting. I'd like to share with you guys. So never mind the video quality, but just listen to what he's saying in the video, and I think that's really where the impact of this video comes from. So thanks for watching. Buy a shirt. And I'll see you guys next week.
The way they do a lot of studies, like, okay, if you feed rats only sassafras root for, 6 months, they develop cancer. Does that mean if I have sassafras root tea or a traditional root beer, I'm going to get sick? But it means no. I mean, make sure you don't eat a diet that's only sassafras roots. And with the phytoestrogens, I'd say, like, okay, like there's some evidence that people who sort of embraced the soy-based vegetarian diet and like drank soy milk and ate tofu every day over the course of decades have developed some patterns of health problems that have sort of made researchers like look at soy and for what's causing these problems. And so phytoestrogens is one of these things that they found. But does that mean that, like, eating tofu a couple of times a month is going to, I just think when something is recognized as a problem, when someone's eating primarily that every day, kraut and kimchi. There definitely are studies from some East Asian locations where people eat heavily salted preserved vegetables as their primary source of vegetables and have very few fresh vegetables. And there's elevated levels of esophageal and gastric cancers. But then, the epidemiologists, when they looked at like the balance of people's diets, if people ate heavy servings of those and also some fresh vegetables, they don't see any rise in those kinds of cancers. So like, okay, I'll say like sauerkraut is good, kimchi is good. Does that mean that the best thing you can do is eat only sauerkraut and kimchi? Like, I think not. So I just feel like for me, like the highest value in diet and nutrition is like balance and diversity, and like anything that's good, if you eat just that and to the exclusion of other nutrients that you need, like at some point it will become bad for you. And so I just think like we have to approach these things in more balanced ways. And all these people, Kayla Daniels, all these people who have been sort of ringing the alarms about soy, their asterisk is unless you eat fermented soy products, and then, in your miso and your soy sauce and your tempeh and your fermented tofu, if you ferment these things, like, all of these compounds that they're suspicious of or critical of or warning about, they go away. They get broken down by the fermentation.
Well, you also don't see in cultures that have a long history of eating lots of tofu, you don't see those health issues, and that's because those cultures have traditions of eating other forms. So they're not just drinking soy milk, they're not just eating tofu, they're eating lots of other things made from the same ingredients.
But I think, you know, so much of our, like, you know, Western mindset is like, you know, like looking for ultimate answers. And I think, you know, the vegetarian subcultures really just were like, okay, what are we going to replace meat and milk with? And it was like soybeans. And so, you know, you have this cohort of people that, you know, for decades were just sort of like, you know, their everyday foods were you know, tofu and soy milk, and you know, I think some patterns of disease have followed that.